is back, and Brad and I are bought fully in. And by that, I mean Brad bought season's tickets. I'm going to be in the building.
Oh, you're invited.
I'm your +1.
Oh, I didn't send out the invite yet, but now it's formally and cordially
invited.
You're invited.
I will provide libations.
Okay.
But
done.
There's a lot to talk about when it comes to baseball. They had a CBA negotiation in the offseason, and they implemented a ton of new rules. We're here to talk about some of the ones that we think are going to have the biggest impact, starting with the universal DH, something people have been calling on, Brad, for years.
Some people have been calling on it, but I'm one of those guys who actually loved watching the NL, and when the pitchers would come in, it forced the game to be so much different than the AL. So by taking it out, obviously you're going for more hits, more runs, more viewers, a faster game, and more exciting game. So by taking out the pitchers who predominantly aren't great hitters, and by adding that DH, I mean, it just makes sense, except for when you switch over to the AL, and you see what a guy like Shohei Ohtani's doing.
Well, that's why they implemented the Shohei Ohtani rule, quote unquote, because when you take out a pitcher, you do have the option of keeping them in as your DH, where previously, if they were out of the game, they were out of the game, they were done. Jacket on half their arm, even if it's hot, and ice. All right, so the Shohei Ohtani rule is in place, and they also have implemented the Toronto Blue Jay rule.
You love this one,
I do love it so much. That means that they've expanded the postseason, the playoff teams from 10 to 12, 3 division teams, 3 wildcard teams in each division as well, because the Blue Jays had 91 wins last season. They had more wins than 2 teams in the NL playoffs, and you just cannot. They're in a meat grinder of a division, and so this is going to give a little bit more space for them to be in the postseason. And then again, as you mentioned, small market teams to really get some shine.
Those small market teams that I'm talking about, they're usually on the cusp of the playoffs. These teams, there's nothing that helps your team out more than a deep run or even just a show up in the playoffs. Getting that national exposure to create a new fan base, get the kids and the grassroots marketing working right off the bat. I think it's going to help out a huge amount.
2023 is set to even bring on more changes potentially, because Major League Baseball is seriously considering banning the infield shift. This is a conversation.
Ashley's going to get emotional right now because she hates this one.
This is a conversation that's been going on for a long time. As Major League Baseball has given bigger contracts to players who are known for power and home runs, we've seen less small ball being played, particularly when defenses got wise to analytics where somebody is more likely to hit. So we're seeing a lot of infield shifts, taking away any singles, doubles. The problem for me is that you're telling me I was too smart, and now we need to change the way the game is played because I've done my due diligence. It's like if you have a zone in the NBA and you tell me I can't play the zone because they can't hit an outside shot.
This is a very thought out game where every single play matters. So I get what MLB is doing. They need the ball in play more often. It doesn't make sense to me why they would cut that in. I understand it as far as getting the ball in play, but it just doesn't functionally work for me as a strategic thing.
Boo!
But I will say this. I will say this about the MLB. They've come out strong. They've changed the game. They listen to the fans, and now you see
they listen to the players.
Yeah, and they listen to the players, and now you see other leagues like the NFL following suit. They just changed what I'm dubbing the Josh Allen rule because I stole it from you. And now both teams touch the ball because that's more fair at the end of the game, and that's what the fans want. The fans cried after the Bills lost, and just like the MLB, NFL followed suit. Listen to the fans. You did it.
Changes need to come, and we're seeing a lot of them this year, so this season should be very, very fun.